So hello guys, this is the second part of our Instagram clone. In the next part, we build this front-end part, and in this episode, we are going to create a new functionality. We can comment on our Instagram user post, and we can go on our Explore. We can, see a post in detail. Not just that, we can also create our own post from when I click this, we got this new page, and when I click select from computer button, we can select image, and when I click this image, we got a new modal, and where we can write a status and post a image on our Instagram. And then we can also search a user from our search sidebar. So when I click the search sidebar, we got this user. We can search from here, we can search user from here, and when I click it back, it just disappear. When I click it, it just appear. And not just that, we are going to also build a login page. So this is my login page, and we are going to also build a sign up page, and this is our sign up page. So if you want to build this same kind of thing which I built on this project, you can follow me on this project. Let's start to working towards our login page. Now I'm going to copy this, and instead of this div, let's save this and let's go back. Okay, now let's try to log in because we don't have login page right now. So first, let's create our login page. In our page, let's create a login.csx, and let's try login.css. Okay, so let's go back and let's import our login page. Okay, so let's go back in our login page again, and instead of lower capital, I'm gonna give it a capital later, and let's change this here too. Yeah, so let's save this and let's go back in our app.js and let's try to import this login. And I got an error here, so let's uh let's check it out. Yeah, so we got our login page. Now let's go and try to style this. So let's give it a class name and give it a style. So inside this div, I'm going to create another two div. Let's give class name. So our class name will be left, and do the same thing for another div. Instead of left, I'm going to write it right. Let's give it a display, flex. Let's give it a height. So height will be 700 pixel. And let's give it a width. Okay, so let's write a background image. So let's go in our Instagram and we're going to use this image. Let's copy this image URL. Okay, so I got an error here. And let's go back. Okay, so I didn't get the image. Okay, so again, let's copy this. I don't know why I didn't get this image. Let's copy image URL. And instead of this, I'm going to replace this with our new URL. Yeah, so let's go back and let's write a background repeat, no repeat. Yeah, and let's go back in our login.js. And before that, what I'm gonna do is let's go here in our, not here, but in our login.css. And I already add our display flex. Okay, and after this, I'm going to write a img, and let's go back again in our Instagram page, and I'm going to copy this. I'm going to copy this image. So let's copy image URL again, and instead of the, so I'm gonna paste it here. Let's save this and let's check it out. Let's refresh this first. Okay, so let's go back here, and yeah, I got this, but let's give it a style. Let's give it a position, which is relative. Let's try the top, 28 pixel, left, 120 pixel, and let's see. We have this image URL, but I don't know why this does not show me any image. Maybe we need to give it a height. So let's check it out first. If it work or not. If it doesn't work out, we need to find other solution. Okay, so here is our image URL, but I don't know why the image doesn't work out here. So let's download this image, and let's try to save one. Let's go in our Instagram folder, and let's go in our image folder. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to shift this, and let's close this. And instead of image URL, we are going to use image. So let's remove this image URL. Okay. Okay, so I got this image. So let's remove our height and width. Yeah, so it worked actually. Okay, so now let's go back in our login.css. And here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to write margin left, which is maybe 40 to 50%. No, not pixel, but let's write a percent, or maybe 20. Okay, so let's give it a margin top. Our margin top will be, let's write out 20 percent again. Okay, so 20% is too much, so I'm gonna decrease this and make it a 10, or no, 10, maybe 9 or 8%, something like that. So let's go back. Okay, so 8% is still more for this, so let's write a 6. Yeah, so let's write a margin left, which is 25 or 26. Okay, so still we need to shift this. Let's write 28, and I'm gonna give it a 4%. Yeah, so 4% would be great. Okay, so now we need to shift this image. Okay, so let's go back in our login page. Okay, so instead of left 120, I'm gonna change it and make it let's change it and make it 50. or let's give it a 55 or a 57. Okay, so maybe 55. Uh, okay, so let's write a 50, 56. 56. Yeah, and let's write a top which is 29 maybe or 25. Yeah. Okay, so now let's go in our right side, and here what we need to do is we need this Instagram logo first. Let's copy this. Let's try to give it a background color for now. I'm gonna give it a black. Okay, so we need to add a height. Let's try to 300 pixel, and our width. Yeah, so maybe I'm going to increase this uh, height or width both. Okay, so 500 is too much for this. So yeah, so 400 would be enough, and maybe 400 height would be great. So let's write our top. Top will be 28 pixel. Let's write our margin top. Okay, so let's sort of decrease this and make it a 5 or 4. Let's go. So okay, so 4.5. Yeah, 4.5 would be, or 6. Yeah, 4.6 would be enough. So let's write a border radius, which is I'm gonna write a 10, or maybe I wouldn't have the border radius on here. So let's remove this border radius, and we need to increase the height. Okay, so instead of 400, I'm gonna give it a 600 or 550. Okay, so not great. Yeah, and after this, I'm going to remove this, and let's write a border which is 1 pixel and solid black. Okay, so let's go back. Yeah, so let's decrease the width. Instead of 400, I'm gonna write a 350. Yeah, let's give it a margin left. Margin left will be 30 or 40. Yeah, and let's go back in our login.js, and here I'm gonna write an image, and let's import our image first. let's copy this Instagram logo, and we are going to use this logo here. Okay, so not this. So let's go back and let's remove this because we don't need this. Maybe we need a Instagram PNG, yeah, but we need different kind of color. So let's go back, and I'm gonna, okay, so we are going to find our Instagram logo. Okay, so let's go in our download first. Let's go in our download. I'm gonna cut this, and let's cut this, and let's go back in our Instagram folder, and we're going to paste this into our Instagram folder. So I'm going to copy this image name, or maybe we're going to delete. Yeah, so let's copy this, and instead of this, I'm gonna replace it with a new image. I got an error here, I don't know why. So let's check it out first. Yeah, PNG, and it worked. Yeah, so I have this image, but the image is too big. So let's give it a class name. So our class name will be logo, and I'm gonna style this. Okay, so 19 pixel would be great. So now we are going to build our input. Okay, so let's go back. Let's go back in our login page. And after this image, I'm going to create a new input. And we are going to wrap. Okay, so we are going to wrap this to input inside the div. Uh, let's let's write a margin left, and now let's give it a class name. So our class name will be input for from login page. I'm going to copy this and paste it here. Instead of text, I'm going to write a password. Yeah. So we're going to style this with, let's write a 60%. I don't know, maybe 100%. 100% is not great idea. Yeah. So s- let's increase the height. Okay. 10 VH is too much. 3 VH maybe. And I'm going to write a padding. So let's give it a 2 or 1. Yeah. Let's write a border. Did we have border here or not? Yeah, so we have border. Okay. Let's go back. And then what I'm going to do is let's go back in our login. Okay, so let's write a margin top 10. Yeah. Let's give it a placeholder. Okay, so let's write a maybe I'm going to increase this input size. So let's go back. And instead of padding 10, I'm gonna give it a 15, 14. Yeah, 14. For this div, I'm gonna create a button. So our button will be login maybe, or what? Yeah, login. Let's give it a class name. So our class name will be, and now let's give it a width, 100%, maybe. Margin auto. So let's write our margin left. Margin left will be 20 pixel. Maybe our this input size is too big. Maybe I'm going to decrease this a little bit. So instead of 14, I'm going to write 13, 12. 12 would be enough for this. And so let's go back in our login, I mean, login .js, and I'm going to give it a 20, margin left 20. So I'm going to increase this width and make it 90 or 89 or maybe 88. Yeah. So let's give it a margin top, which is 10 or maybe 20. So let's give it a background color. So our background color will be, let's go in the inspect, and let's write a color. I'm going to write a border. Border will be none. Padding top 20. Okay, so 20 is not good. So 10. And let's write a padding bottom 10. And did you have a border radius here or not? Yeah, so we have border radius. We have border radius. Let's write a border radius. Yeah. And after this, we have this or uh, button or text. Let's create a one div, and inside this div, I'm going to create a HR. And after this HR, let's add a p tag. And after this p tag, I'm going to write again HR. Okay, so let's give it a style. I'm gonna give it a display. I'm going to add display. So I'm going to add display flex. Okay, so let's give it a color for this or text. Black, or maybe let's try to A8, A8, A8. I'm going to copy this and paste it here. Okay, so let's write a margin top maybe. Okay, so 50 or maybe 20. No, 20, let's write 30. Maybe 25 or 27. Yeah, 27, 26 uh, is great. And 20, yeah, so 26 is more suitable for this. So I'm going to paste the same kind of style here. And yeah, Or maybe we have a little bit different kind of color here. So let's go in our inspect and try to copy this same kind of color. Where is our color? Let's copy this. And I'm going to paste this style here and let's check it out. Yeah, now it's more suitable. Or maybe let's go back. Okay, so do the same thing for this. Yeah, maybe 20. Yeah. Okay, so after this R, now what I need to do is I need to, okay, so let's copy this Facebook logo. So let's forget the logo right now. I'm not going to use a logo right now. Later, we are going to use this. But let's, after this div, what I'm going to do is I'm going to write another div. And inside this div, I'm going to write a p tag. And let's write a log in with Facebook. Let's give it a style. So our style will be first, let's give it a weight, front weight. So let's write a front weight. The hell, front weight will be 600, and let's write a color. So I need to copy this color code. Let's go back and let's write a 385185. This is our color code, and let's go back. Yeah, let's give it a display. Okay, so let's go back again. Okay, so let's try to display flex, and let's try to align item center, and let's try to margin left, which is maybe 100. Yeah, and we are going to use a cursor pointer. So let's try the cursor pointer, and after this, let's try it again. I'm going to create a new div, and inside this div I'm going to use a p tag, and let's try to forgot password. Now what I'm going to do is let's give it a style. Let's write a color. So our color will be has 0067 6 336 3376B. This is our color code. And yeah, so I'm going to decrease this front weight, I mean front size. Front size 11, and let's write again cursor pointer. Cursor will be pointer, and also we need to write a Let's try the margin left, which is 100 again. Maybe not 100. So let's decrease this more and make it a 150 or 40. Okay, so 120. Yeah, let's try the margin top. Yeah, okay, so maybe I'm going to decrease this height. So let's go back. Let's go in our right, and instead of height of 460, I'm going to decrease this and make it a 400. And after this, we have another div, and inside this div, we have sign up page. So let's go back. Now what I'm going to do is let's go in our right. I'm going to copy this right bar, and let's remove this. Oh yeah. So first let's remove this. After this right, let's give it a one div here. I'm going to copy this. Okay. Let's copy this. Let's copy this all, and let's so let's give it a style. So I'm gonna write a margin top 3.5%. Yeah. So let's go back in our CSS, and I'm going to remove this. Okay, so after this, what I'm going to do is I'm going to you know I'm going to format this code, and after this div, I'm going to write one div again, and inside this div, what I'm going to do is I'm going to let's give it a class name first. Let's give it a class name, and write second part, write uh, second part. Let's copy this. Let's go back, and I'm going to copy this. let's remove this both, and instead of this I'm gonna write 100, and let's check it out. Yeah, and we also need a margin left. Okay, and let's remove this, and instead of this I'm gonna write a 80, and let's write a margin top. Let's write a margin top which is 10 pixel. Okay, so let's decrease the height. Let's make it a 60 or something like that. Yeah, 60 would be great. And now I'm going to, let's go back, and here what I'm going to do is I'm going to give it a p tag. So I'm going to add a p tag, and here let's copy this text, sign up, display will be flex, align item will be center, and here let's try the style. Color will be black, maybe. Yeah. Now let's go back in our right part. Let's go back in our, not here, not here. Let's, yeah. So here I'm gonna write a margin left. Maybe not here. Let's go back again. And oh, sorry for that. Let's write a margin left. Instead of black, let's go back. And I'm going to, copy this color code, and let's write a font weight which is 600. So let's find a Facebook logo. Okay, so let's write a Facebook logo. So let's download this. Okay, so we need to pay it in order to download icons. So I'm not going to use this. Okay, so I downloaded this PNG. So I'm gonna cut this, and let's go in our Instagram folder. So here, let's try to image, and I'm gonna import this PNG. So let's go back, and here let's import. Okay, so we need to decrease this image size. So let's restyle this. So okay, let's give it a class name and logo face. Let's copy this and let's go in our CSS and let's give it a style. So our width will be 30 pixel maybe, and let's give it a height 30 pixel, and let's see, yeah. So let's give it a margin left or margin right, margin right, which is 10 pixel. Okay, so not 10 pixel, but maybe 5 or 4 or 3 pixel would be enough. And instead of height 30 or width 30, I'm gonna give it a 20, and width will be 20. Yeah, so 20 would be great. Maybe 25 or something like that, because 20 is too small for this. So let's go back. And yeah, so great. Now what we need to do is we need to add this get the app. After this div, I'm gonna write a p tag, and let's add this. Yeah. So let's give it a style here. So first, what we need to do is we need to add a color. So color will be black, and let's give it a margin left. Margin left. Margin left will be 100 or maybe 140 or 60. Let's check it out first. Yeah. Okay, so let's copy these icon. We are going to download this, or I'm gonna copy this image URL. Let's check it out. It work. Okay, so after this p tag, let's include one div again, and after this div, let's add a PNG, and I'm gonna paste this link and do the same thing. Let's add another img tag, and let's copy this. Okay, so we need to resize this, but before that, let's add a style for this div. So our style will be, let's try to display. So I'm going to copy this style and I'm going to paste this style here. Yeah. And now let's go back and let's give it a margin left, maybe 40. Okay, so 40 is not a good idea. So let's try a 60 or 70. Okay, still 60 is not good enough. So let's try 100 and 120. Yeah, 120, 20 would be great. And I'm going to increase the height. So let's try it out 35, 35. Okay, so let's go back in our margin left and instead of 120, I'm going to write our 100. Okay, so 90 or 80, something like that. Yeah. Okay, so let's go back. Okay, so instead of this yet r 0.1, I'm gonna write 0.0.1, 0.01. Okay, so our login page was finished. So let's go on in our Instagram, and if I click this sign up, we are in our sign up page. So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to copy this login page and paste it here, and let's rename this. Instead of login, I'm gonna give it a sign up. Okay, so now what I need to do is I need to remove this image, and instead of this, I need to save this uh, login page into a left side. Then everything is done. Yeah. So let's go back and restyle this. Let's write main sign sign up page. Yeah. So after this logo, we have a text. So let's write a p tag. I'm going to copy this, and let's give it a style. First, I'm going to write a front width. Front width 600. Okay, so let's increase this font size. So let's try a 16 or 20. Yeah, let's write a margin left, margin left. Okay, so sorry for that. 10 or I mean 20 or 25, something like that. Yeah, so 25. And let's try to text a line, which is a center, and margin left 15 or 16, 10. Yeah, and let's write a color. Let's copy this color code and paste it here, and let's check it out. Yeah. And let's decrease this font size. Instead of 20, I'm gonna write a 17. Okay, 17 is not good. Yeah, so 18 would be enough. And let's write a margin top, which is a 10, or let's write 20. Okay, so 0. Yeah, and maybe I need to increase this logo size for this Instagram. So do you can do that by yourself. I'm not going to do this because it takes a little bit time. So I want to complete this project fast as possible. So after this text, we have sign in with Facebook. So So let's go in our button, or maybe I'm gonna create a new button. So let's create a new button. First, let's write a one div, and inside this div, I'm going to write a img, and inside this, after this img, I'm going to write a p tag. Yeah, and what we need to write. Okay, so let's write a log in with. Okay, so let's give it a style. So our display will be flex, align item will be center, and let's write a background color. Let's go in our login.css. I'm going to copy this, and after this, let's okay. Let's write a margin top, not a margin, but we need padding. Okay, so let's go in. Okay, so now what I'm gonna do is let's go back, and instead of maybe div, let's write a button. Let's write a button, and I'm going to remove this p tag. We don't need this p tag, and now I'm going to import my icon. So let's import my icon. Sign up icon from icon slash. Let's find our icon name, which is this icon maybe. I'm going to copy this, and let's paste it here. And now let's check it out. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to remove this because we don't need this. Okay, so not this icon. So let's find another icon. So icon, maybe this icon. Yeah. So now let's give it a class name, or maybe I'm gonna give it a style directly from here without writing class name. So let's give it a height, a width 20, and I'm gonna give it a height, which is also 20. And now let's check it out. Okay, okay. Now what we need to do is uh, let's write a margin auto, and yeah, so let's write a border none. Our border will be none. border none, and let's try it padding top, which is 10, and let's try the padding bottom 10, and let's try the padding left, and let's try the padding right, and maybe instead of a 10 I'm gonna write a 6, 6, white, and then let's write a not here. So in our image, let's write a margin left, or let's write a padding left. Okay, so let's try the margin left. Okay, it doesn't work out. Let's increase the padding left, which is maybe 40 or something like this. Let's write a 50, and let's write a padding right, which is 50, or let's write a 70 or 70. Yeah, and let's try it. Padding top will be 8, or padding bottom will be 8. Let's try border radius. Yeah, maybe I'm going to increase padding right, which is 100. Okay, let's go back, and padding left also 90. Yeah, let's try the padding. Okay, let's what the hell? Let's go back, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to remove my padding top, padding button. Okay, instead of 50, I'm gonna write 60 on the both side, or maybe 60 is not enough, so let's try the 70 on the both side, and padding will be 5, or maybe 7. Yeah, 7 would be enough. Okay, so we need to write a cursor pointer. Let's write a cursor pointer. After this, we need to write this or. So let's go back. Uh, I'm going to copy this. Let's remove this in our button. Yeah. And after that, we need to write our mobile number and email. Okay, so let's remove this, and instead of phone number, I'm gonna write a mobile number or email. Let's remove this, and I'm going to copy this. So now let's go back in our signup.css, and so let's go back, and instead of this write, what I'm going to do is I'm going to write a sign up right. I'm going to copy this and let's paste it here. I'm going to remove this, and let's write a 450 60. Okay, so let's write a 520. Okay, so 520 would be enough. I need to remove this, so let's go back. And instead of this login, I'm going to write a sign up. Sign up. Yeah. So then I'm going to copy this. So let's give it a style. First, I'm going to write a front weight 600, and let's write a color. So our color will be 000 376B maybe. So let's check it out. Okay. So let's decrease this font size. and let's make it a 12. And instead of this color code, I'm gonna write a A8, A8, A8. Yeah, and then let's write margin left, which is 30, and let's write a text align. Text align will be a center, and margin left 20, and maybe I'm going to give it a width. Yeah, so 80 would be enough, and then I'm gonna increase the size, and let's try the margin left, which is 25 or 26. Yeah, maybe I'm going to increase this height again. So instead of let's go back in our sign up. Instead of 420, I'm gonna write 460 or 90 or maybe 600, or maybe we don't need the front weight. So I'm going to remove the front weight from our text. So let's remove this front weight. And let's decrease this font size. Instead of 13, I'm gonna write a 11. Yeah, so I'm going to copy this again, and let's write a p tag. I'm going to copy this. I'm going to copy this. Let's save this, and now let's check it out. Okay, so I'm going to decrease this width, and let's try a margin left 20. I mean 30, a 3 maybe, or 36, or maybe we need to increase this more. 42. Yeah, 42 would be great. Then again, we need to increase the height. So let's write a 620. Yeah, so you can also write these text. So I'm not going to do this. Now, our sign up page was finished. Now let's go in our home page. And now we are going to build our search page, and then we are going to build the explore page. Or first, let's build our explore page. Then we are going to build a search page. Then we are going to build a create post and profile, and that's it. Okay, so let's create a new component or page. Let's go in our component, and then we are going to create a new uh, file. Let's write a uh, explore post, and let's write a explore post dot js and css. Explore post dot css. Our efc. Let's import our css. And page let's go in our page folder. So here let's create another folder which is explore explore.jsx explore.css. Let's import our css. Let's import our explore post. And now let's go in our app.js, and instead of sign up, let's copy this, and here let's write explore, and we're going to import our explore page, and let's go in our home page. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy this, and let's go in our explore page, and I'm going to paste this code here. And instead of a home right bar, what I'm going to do is I'm going to write explore explore right bar, and instead of this right bar, let's add our explore post. Okay, so I got an error because we don't have a sidebar, so let's import our sidebar. And then what we need to do is we need to give it a style for our explore right bar. So let's write a flex, which is 1, and our background color. First, let's check it out. Yeah, it worked. So now let's give it a background color. So our background color will be black. Yeah, yeah. And let's try a padding top. So padding top will be 20 pixel, and after that we need to write a display. Our display will be flex, not a flex box, but we need to write a flex. And after display flex, what we need to do is we need to write a padding left, which is 150 pixel maybe, and then let's write a flex wrap will be wrap. Now what we need to do is let's go back in our explore page, or let's go in our explore post, and inside this explore post what we need to do is, so first let's remove this div, and let's create our container, a div, and inside this div we need a image image fur, and let's write one image. So inside this image I'm going to use the image, so let's find the image. Okay, so I'm going to use this image. So let's copy image URL. Then we're going to use this copy image URL here, and let's save this. And after this image, so after this image, we need to create another div for our text. Let's create another div, and inside that we need an image, and we need a p tag, and then I'm going to copy this, paste it here. Yeah, and first let's check this out. Yeah, so we got this image. Okay, so now we are going to import our icon. So let's import icon slash notification 2, and after that let's import comment from icon slash um, maybe we have yeah. So now let's copy this, and I'm going to use this icon here. Yeah. So now let's first let's you know give it a style for our container. So we need to import our CSS. So let's import. Let's save this and let's go first. Yeah, so let's write a container, and inside this container what we need to do is first I'm going to write a position, and then let's write a width will be maybe 25 or something like that, 25%, and let's write a uh, margin left which is 10 pixel. And let's go back. Okay, now let's go back in our Explorer, and I'm going to copy this and paste it for 3 to 4 times. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4. Maybe I'm going to, let's go back. I'm going to increase this width. Let's write 27. And yeah, so 27. Now I'm going to copy this image for class name, and let's go back and let's give it a style for this. So let's give it a width. So width will be 100%. Okay, so after this, what I'm going to do is let's write image, and under this image, under this class name, we have img. Okay, so if we go in our explore post, here after this image for class, we have this image. So we need to style this image. Okay, so let's go back, and here what I'm going to do is let's give it a width. So width will be 100%, and I'm gonna give it a height. So height will be maybe 29 or something like that, 29 VH. and let's write object fit will be cover, and let's go back. Yeah. Okay, so we also got a style here, but later we are going to solve this issue. Okay, so let's go back. Let's go in our text. So in our text, we need to add a display flex. So let's write a display flex front size 1.2 rem, and let's write a position. Position will be absolute, top 0, left 0, width will be 100%, and after that our align item will be center, justify content will be first let's check it out what it looks like. Okay, and then let's go back in our explore post, and here what I'm going to do is I'm going to give it a class name. So let's give it a class name. So our class name will be logo per explore post, and do the same thing for our other icon. Or maybe I'm going to give it a class name for this too. So let's give it a class name. So our class name will be uh, image for, let's do this and let's check it out. Okay, yeah. Let's go back, and here let's write a justify content will be center, and if I save this, yeah, so we are in our center. So our width will be 30 pixel, our height will be 30 pixel. Yeah, let's go back. Okay, so now let's remove this for now. Let's try to align item will be center. Yeah, so I'm going to copy this and I can paste it here. Okay, so let's go in our text. In our text, let's write a margin top. Okay, 20 is not great, so let's write a 10. Yeah, let's go back in our explore post, and here I'm gonna give it a margin left. Let's give it a margin left, which is 10 pixel. Oh, not a pixel. Let's try 10 pixel again. Okay, so do the same thing for this. Margin left, 10 pixel. Okay, and let's go in our p tag, and let's give it a style for this. So let's write a margin left, left, 10 or 5. Yeah, maybe I'm going to decrease this, front, I mean, image size for our icon. So let's go in our explore CSS, and instead of 30, I'm gonna give it a 20 or 20. Yeah. And let's go back. Yeah. And we need to write a front weight 600. Okay. Now let's give it a, a background color, RGBA. We need to write a height here. So height will be 27 VH. Okay, so now I'm going to remove this margin top 100 and make it 0. Okay, so 27 is not enough. So let's write 28 or maybe 29. Okay. Yeah, so now let's write a visible, which is hidden. And after that, let's write a dot container. And then we need to write a hover effect. And maybe dot text. And let's write a visible, which is a visible. Yeah. So when I hover this image, we got this hover effect. Explore, and I'm going to increase this image size. Okay, so now our explore page is also done. So if you want to change these images, you can change it easily. So now when I hover this, I need to show a cursor pointer. So let's go back in our CSS. And let's go in our container. Let's write a cursor pointer. Yeah. And we need to go in our post. And here I'm going to copy this. And let's go in our explore post, and after this I'm going to, oh, not here. After this, let's paste this and let's import our use state. I'm going to copy this modal. Let's copy this, and after that let's go in our explore post, and here I'm going to paste this code, and we need to import our model. First, let's go back in our post.js. Okay, so I got an error in our more option, comment icon or share icon. So let's import these images. Okay, so if I click this, oh yeah. So let's try it on click. If I click this, we got this module. I can like this. Yeah, I can write a comment here. So I got a little bit problem here because when I click this, click on image, I got this module, but when I try to close it, it doesn't close. I don't know why. I need to refresh this and then it automatically close. But if I want to close it by clicking outside of this model, I'm not able to do that. So we will solve this problem later. But right now, I'm going to create module where user can post a image. Okay, so let's go and try to build this. But we are not going to completely clone the uploading type. But yeah, we make a basic kind of uploading system where user can upload image. Okay, so let's go back in our app.js. So in our page, what I need to do is in our page, I need to uh, create a create page, and inside this create page, let's write a create.jsx, and then what I need to do is, or maybe if I click here, I'm going to pop up one module rather than creating a new page because this is a fastest way to do these kind of thing. So if I go here and do the same thing, if I click this, we got this module. So instead of making a page, maybe I'm going to create a module. Okay, so let's for now delete this. I'm going to delete this page, and let's go in our home and in our sidebar, and here let's write a on click. Let's go in our post, and here I'm going to copy this, and let's go back in our sidebar. I'm going to use this. Let's import our user state, and I'm going to remove this like, and let's copy this. Okay, so now let's go back in our post.js, and we are going to import I'm going to copy this model code. And then here I'm going to paste this code, and for now let's check it out if it work or not. So before that, I'm going to delete some of the code. Let's save this, and we need to import our model. Let's write import. And if I click this, we got our model. And if I click outside of this, we can successfully close our model. So I'm going to remove this, and I'm going to also remove this. Okay, so now let's go back in our Instagram and try to click this, and we got this. Okay, so here we need a create new post text. So let's go and try to add this. Let's give it a style. So let's write a display, flex, align item will be center, and we need to write a margin auto, and justify content will be center. Yeah, and now let's write our front weight. Front weight, front weight, which is a 600, and maybe we can also write a margin top minus 10. And after this, uh, we need to use this icon. So let's copy this SVZ, and I'm going to download this SVZ using this tool. You can go on this website and use this. Okay, so let's go back. After this, we need to write a new div, and inside this div, let's write a img. After this icon, we have this p text, p tag. So let's add a p tag. And after this p tag, we have one button. So let's create a button. And in our button, let's write a select from computer. Okay, so now let's import our download image. Icons for create modal from icons slash So let's go in our icons here, and I'm going to move this image into our icon folders. So I'm going to copy this name. Okay, so we got this icon. Now let's give it a style. And we need to write another div. Inside this div, I'm going to wrap this three items, and let's give it a display flex here. Again, display flex. Yeah, and then let's write a margin top. Margin top will be 40 for now. Okay, so it does not work. So let's give it a style here, and let's write a margin top. Yeah, so 220 or 50, 220 or maybe 40. So 240 would be enough. And then what we need to do is we need to write a margin left. Okay, so after that, let's give it a style for this p tag. So first I'm gonna write a front weight. So our front weight will be 600. And let's write a margin left. Yeah, and we need to increase the size of the image. I mean, text. So let's increase this font size. So our font size will be 15, or let's write 18. Yeah, now let's go in our button, and here what I need to do is, okay, so maybe what I'm going to do is I'm going to write one div, and inside this div we are going to wrap our button. Okay, so let's create one div, and inside this div I'm going to wrap this button. Let's write input, and let's write a type. So our type will be file, and let's write a name. So our name will be what? Name will be maybe file, except, and let's go back. Okay, maybe instead of div, I need to add a label. A label. Let's write a yes HTML fur, and we need to write a file. This is this name. And if I click this, okay, still it doesn't work. Let's give it a style. Our display. Oh, sorry for that again. Let's write a display will be none. Okay, so our this input type doesn't work with a button. So what we need to do is we need to create one div, and inside this div, we are going to wrap this button. And instead of button, I'm gonna change it and make it a p tag. And let's try to check it out. If I click this, okay, so now let's write a ID. So ID will be file. Yeah, so it worked. Now let's give it a style. So let's write a background color. Background color will be, let's go in our inspect, and then we are going to copy this background color. Okay, so our background color will be has 0095 F6. Let's save this, and here. So let's write a minus 10. And let's write a padding button, which is 6 pixel or maybe 7. Now it work. Okay, so now let's go and let's use state. Use state. Right now our use state will be null. Let's write a const image free or image preview. Okay, so let's go back in our module, and here let's write a um, on change on change. Let's write a set file e dot target dot value or target dot files, and after that let's write a set image preview create object URL, and then we need to write a e dot target dot files and our array. Let's save this, and now let's go back and let's go in our console and check it out if it work or not. Okay, so it work. So here what I need to do is let's remove this for now. If image preview is called to null, then we need to do this, else we need a image. So first let's create one div, and inside this div I'm going to write a image first, Okay, so we got this image. If I refresh this, if I click this, we got this uh, default page. And if I select image, we got these big image. So now let's restyle this. Let's give it a width. So width will be 60%. And our height will be maybe 100 VH. Okay, not 100 VH. Let's write a 60 VH. And let's write object fit will be cover. Object fit will be cover. Okay, so if I click this and let's select a new image. Okay, so I got image. And after this, now what we need to do is after this image, we need to add a caption here. Okay, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to style this and let's try to display flex first. And our align item will be center. Let's try the input. Okay, instead of this, maybe I'm gonna write a text area. Maybe not a text area, so let's write input. Type will be text. Let's write a name, text, and our ID, text. Let's save this and okay. So let's write a multi-line, true. Right now, what I am going to do is let's write a p tag and let's write a state status. I'm going to remove this align item center. I need to give it a style here. Let's write a margin left, which is 30 or maybe 20. So let's give it a style. So our width will be 100%. Okay, so now I'm going to write a placeholder. So our placeholder will be Yeah. Okay, so maybe instead of our text, instead of input, I'm gonna write our text area. Let's write a text area. Yeah, so let's give it a height. So let's remove this for now, and let's try to give it a height. Height will be 20. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to give it a background color. So let's give it a background color. So let's try the background color, which is a black. And our color will be white. Yeah, so let's give it a front size. So instead of 15, I'm gonna give it a 18. So now what I'm going to do is I'm gonna give it a class name, and then I'm gonna get first. Let's give it a class name. So our class name will be text input for post. Let's copy this and let's try to give it a style. Okay, so this is our input text text input area where user can type their status. Now we need to add a one post button, and then all is done for our create post. Now we are going to build a one. Okay, so I will show you. Wait a minute. Let's go not here. Let's go in our sidebar first. And here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to delete this style because we already had a style in our CSS. So we don't need this right now. Then after this div, I'm going to add not after this div. After this text area, I'm gonna add one button. Okay, so let's add one button, and our button name will be post. Yeah, or maybe what I'm going to do is I'm going to decrease the size of the text input area. So instead of 200, I'm gonna add 100. Yeah, so 100 or maybe 120 or 40, 40 like 40. Yeah, so 40 would be enough. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to write a front family. So our front family will be oh. Okay, so this kind of text will be cool now. Oh yeah. Now let's install our button. So let's go back, and where is our module? It's hard to find a module, man. Not here. Uh, where is? Yeah. So now let's give it a class name. So our class name will be side. Let's write a create post. Okay, so let's copy this, and I'm going to style this. Now let's write a padding left, which is 20, padding right 20, and then let's write a padding top 3 pixel, padding button 3 pixel. Let's give it a background color. Okay, so background color will be hash 000 95 F6. This is my color code for our button. Yeah. So now let's write a color. Our color will be white. Okay, so we don't need this. So our color will be white, and then I'm going to write a border, which is obviously none. And maybe instead of 20, padding left 20, I'm gonna write a 40 and let's write a 5 or 5. Then now let's write a border radius. Let's write a border radius, which is 20. Yeah, so everything's done. Now I'm going to write a cursor with a cursor, pointer. And yeah, so everything is done. So here, instead of status, what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a profile name. Okay, so let's go back in our sidebar, and let's find our, yeah. So instead of this status, I'm going to write a one div. Let's create a one div. Okay. And inside this div, I'm going to write a one image. I'm going to add one image, and let's write a alt, yeah. Then let's create a, maybe we don't need to create, let's write a p tag. Okay, so here, let's go back on our Instagram, and not here, but let's search, copy this image URL, and let's use this image URL here. And now, let's write a style here. I'm gonna write display flex align item center. Yeah, so we need to restyle this image. Let's give it a style for this image too. So I'm gonna write a width, which is maybe 20, not 20, but 30 pixel, 30 pixel, and our height will be also 30 pixel. Border radius, which is 50%. Okay, so 30 is not great idea, so let's increase this and make it a 40, 40, or maybe 30, because I forget to add a 30 there. Because of this, maybe I got a problem there. So let's give a object fit will be cover, and let's go in our text, and I'm going to style this. So let's give it a margin left, which is 10. And then what I'm going to do is, instead of this image, I'm going to change this image. I'm going to change this image, and I'm going to use this image. Now I'm going to increase this front weight. Okay, front weight, which is 600. And then let's write front size, which is 16, or okay, so 16. Yeah. Yeah, so that's it for this create module. So if I refresh this and if I click this, we got this page, and if I click this, we got that, and we can write a status and we can post it, and done it. Yeah. So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to save this image a little bit here, a little bit on a right side. Okay, so let's go in our image. In our image, where is, maybe this is the image. Let's give it a style, and let's try a margin left, which is 10, or maybe more. So let's increase this. Yeah, or maybe I'm going to shift this text also a little bit on the right side. Let's decrease this. Yeah. Yeah, so that's it for our create new post. If I select this, and if I select some image, we are in a new page. And yeah, so from here we can post a image, and that's it. So we successfully build a create post page. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is, you can see here our overlay does not work properly. So if we see the Instagram, it have overlay which is a black, a transparent black color, but here we don't have these kind of effect. So what we can do is, so let's go now. So let's go in our post.js, and here let's write a over. First, let's write a style, and I'm going to write a overlay, and here let's write a background. Let's write a background color, which is this color code. You can paste this color code, copy this color code, and yeah, so this is our module, and if I click this, we got this. Okay, so let's go back in our CSS, and also you need to remove this style because we don't have any work for these. Okay, so now uh I don't think we need a border shadow. So if I click this, okay, so let's remove a border radius, border border, not a radius, border, which is none. What I'm going to do is I'm going to increase the height for this, because if we see here, we have these height. So let's increase the height. Instead of 70, I'm going to write a 90. Okay. And then let's write a margin top, which is margin top, which is 20. Yeah, or 25 maybe. Let's write a 25. Yeah. Okay, cool. Now what I'm going to do is, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to increase this image height. Okay, so let's go back in our post, and for this image, let's give it a style. Let's give it a width, 100%, and our height 100 VH. Okay, not 100 VH. Let's decrease this, and maybe 80, or maybe 90. Yeah. Then again, let's go back. Let's increase this and make it 90. And then what I need to do is let's go in our scroll bar div in our CSS. Scroll bar div, and instead of 50, I'm going to increase this and make it a 60 or 70, 60 or maybe 67, or 70. Let's write at 70. Yeah, so again, let's go back in our post, and then let's go in our emoji icon. Where is our emoji icon? Let's find a emoji icon in our module. This is a post emoji here. Let's write a margin left, or not here. Let's emoji, and then let's go in our input. Let's write a margin left, which is 10. Yeah, okay, done. So if I change the image, let's see what kind of thing happened. Before moving back, what I'm going to do is let's go in this image, and yeah, so object feed cover. Okay, so let's find another image. Let's write a void image, and let's find one image. So I'm going to use this image for now, or not this image. Let's find another image. So I'm going to use this image, and let's see what kind of what kind of look we'll get using these images. Yeah, so here let's paste this and let's check it out. Oh. So we also need to write a width, which is 80. Okay, 80 is not good idea. So let's try to 40. Oh, maybe I have a problem here. Okay, so so this is our flex. Let's write up our flex size. Flex will be here. I'm going to write it 2. And for this, we have flex 1. Or maybe for image, we have flex 1. Okay, if I click this, yeah. So now let's increase this and make it 100. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is let's write our object fit. Object fit will be cover. Instead of these kind of images, I'm going to find an image. I'm going to copy this image URL. So try to replace it. Yeah, okay, cool. We can increase width. Okay, so everything is done. Or for image, we can also write 1.2 or 3. Yeah. I'm going to copy this model, not a module. So I'm going to copy this, and let's go in our explore page. So explore post, and let's remove this and paste it here. Okay, so I have a problem because of this icon. So let's write comment icon, and then yeah, so that's it. If I click this, we got this. Everything is working absolutely fine. So I need to do the same thing for this container. I mean for this create post model. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy this class name, not this class name, but so I'm going to copy this style, and let's go back in our sidebar, and in our module I'm going to paste this style here, and now let's check it out. Yeah, we have this module, we have explore page now. uh, Here I have a little bit problem, so I need to solve this issue. So let's go back in our post. So I'm going to decrease this margin top. Yeah. So let's go in our first. Okay, so here I need to change the style. Okay, so it does not work. So I'm going to remove this align item. Let's remove this align item. And let's try to click it. Okay. Yeah, so do the same thing for our other div. So I'm going to remove this align item center, and let's remove our margin top. Instead of 100, I'm going to write it 20, and do the same thing for another div. So let's figure out. Okay, so I'm going to remove this. Yeah, okay, so our problem is solved. Now let's go back in our Explorer. So let's go in our Explorer page, and if I click this, we have a same kind of problem here. So what I'm going to do is, let's go back and let's go in our module here. Let's copy this, and let's go back in our module. Let's remove this, and instead of this, I'm going to paste a new one. Let's save this, and okay, so I got a problem again because of the comment icon. So let's find the icon here. Yeah, so let's write a comment. Yeah, so that's it. If I click this, yeah, so cool now. Still, if I click this, we got this. Yeah, so now let's go back in our sidebar, and let's go back in our sidebar, and in our Explorer, what I'm going to do is I'm going to use a link. Let's write it to Explore. Okay, I got an error. I don't know why. So let's refresh this and let's click it. Okay, on casual runtime error. Because maybe because of this link. So okay, so I encounter a error. Instead of adding this here, I'm going to write this here, and let's check it out if it work or not. Okay, yeah, it worked, but let's we need to give it a style here. So let's give it a style. Our text decoration will be none. Text, and we need a color white. Yeah, so if I okay, so now do the same thing for, so let's copy this and let's go in our Instagram icon. Where is our Instagram icon? So in our home, let's write a Yeah, so if I click this Explorer, we are in our Explorer page. If I click this, we are in our home page. Do the same thing for our, yeah, so home page, Explore page, and right now we have this create. Okay, yeah. Now let's go and try to build a profile page. And after that, we are going to create a fake data, and then we are going to run a loop here. We are going to use a map and change all these images. Instead of, let's go back again. Instagram, not profile. Instead of profile, what I'm going to do is let's write a username. Username. So if I click user name, we are in our profile page now. Let's copy the explore page. I'm going to copy this, and let's go in our profile, and I'm going to paste this code here. And now, first, let's import some of the important thing. Let's remove this, and let's import our profile. Okay, so let's remove this profile because I'm already in a profile page. So let's write a profile. Okay, so now let's write again uh, username, sidebar, and our profile. Okay, so here I need to style this. So first I need this image, profile. Then we need to write these. Okay, so now I'm going to remove this, and inside this, what I'm going to do is we need our two div, one div for our profile image and uh, other div for our these items. So let's write img, and I'm going to use image. So let's find image on Google. So I'm going to copy this. Let's copy our image URL. Okay, so now let's give it a style. Our width will be 100 pixel. Our height will be 100 pixel. And okay, so 100 pixel. I'm going to try the border radius. Border radius, which is 50%. Maybe I'm gonna increase width. Instead of 100, I'm gonna write 200, and do the same thing for here. And maybe, yeah, so 200 is too big for this, so 150 would be enough. Let's try 150, and I'm going to decrease the height and make it 150. Yeah, and now let's try the object fit. Object fit will be cover. Yeah, so after that, what we need to do is after this image, okay, instead of explore right bar, what I'm going to do is I'm going to write a profile right bar. Let's copy this. Let's go back in our CSS, And let's go in our explore page, and I'm going to copy a style. So let's copy this. Yeah, so again, let's go in our profile, and also we need, right, yeah, so we add display flex. So I'm going to remove this flex wrap, or maybe mm, okay, so after this div, what I'm going to do is I'm going to create another div, and in this div I need a p tag, I need one button, and I need an icon. So here we need to write our username. Here we need to write our button, which is the edit profile, and here we need a setting icon. So let's import our icon, setting icon. Now let's give it a style here. So our display will be flex. We need to write align item. Okay, so not a content, we need a align item, center. Okay, so after that we need to increase the margin top here. So instead of 5, let's add a 10. And let's go back again. Let's write border radius, which is 10. Okay, so now after this, what we need to do is we need to add this post counter or follower counter. Copy this, and I'm going to paste it here. And instead of this name, let's write a one post followers and following. Let's write 10K following. Let's give it a style. So let's give it a margin left, which is 10, and do the same thing for our following text. Let's go back. Okay, maybe instead of 10, I'm gonna write 4040. Yeah, and after that, we need maybe description or something like that. Let's copy it again, and let's remove these two, and let's write a user description. And after that, let's write a margin top. Okay, so let's write our front weight. Yeah, so our first div was finished. Now we are going to create this. After this div, I'm going to, okay, so let's create a one div. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is, let's give it a class name for this. I'm going to copy this, and then what uh, I'm going to do is I'm going to remove this flex, and let's remove the padding left. Let's remove this display flex from here. So let's go back in our profile. And after this div, I'm going to create a new div. Let's give it a class name. So our class name will be post container. Post container for profile. Let's write a display flex, and we need to write a flex wrap will be wrap. Let's write a margin top, which is 30 or maybe 150, 40. Okay, so 140 is not a great idea, so let's write 100. Yeah. Okay, so I'm going to shift this container in a left side. Okay, a little bit left side. Let's go in our sub profile navbar. Okay, so that's it for our profile page. So now we are going to build our uh, search div. So let's go in our sidebar, and in our sidebar, first what we need to do is we need to use a use state. So search and set so search. Let's use the use state, and our default use state will be false. And let's write a const. Let's write a toggle search text, and let's write a set so search. It's not a so search, and then we are going to use this toggle into our search. Okay, so now what we need to do is, so search and okay, so do the same thing for our other side list. So I'm going to copy this and paste it on every list. Okay, so it worked. Now I'm going to copy this and shift this. Let's move this in a left side. Okay, now let's write a so search and we're going to wrap this div and I'm going to style this div first. Let's go and style this. So our initial width will be 100% and our initial height will be 100%, 100 VH. And let's give it a background color first. Okay, and here I'm going to write a display flex. If I click this, yeah, okay. So let's go in our sidebar and okay, so if I click this, we got this. And if I click this, so instead of this Instagram text, I'm going to add an Instagram logo. So let's go on our top. So instead of this logo, I'm going to change this. So first, let's import our new logo. from our icon. Okay, so instead of this, let's go back again, and if it falls, then we are going to use this, else we are going to use this. Okay, so if I click this, yeah, it worked. Now what I'm going to do is let's go back uh, in our new div here, and I'm going to give it a margin left, which is maybe 10. Now let's change this background color. Instead of a white, I'm going to give it a black. Yeah, so inside this div first, I need just 3. And then let's give it a style, or maybe I'm gonna give it a p tag, and then we are going to give it a style. So let's increase our font size and our front weight. So let's give it a front weight. So our front weight will be 600, and let's increase our font size. Okay, let's give it a margin left, and let's write a margin top, or margin bottom. Okay, so display flex, our align item will be center, and here I'm gonna give it a background color. So let's give it a background color, or maybe not here. Or instead of this, let's give it a background color for our input. And we don't need a border, so I'm going to remove a border. So border will be none. Yeah, so let's give it a width. So width will be 100%, or maybe not 100%. Let's write a 90 or something like that. Yeah, or 80. Okay, and let's write a placeholder. I'm going to give it a style for our this search icon. So let's decrease the width first. So let's give it a height, which is 20, or maybe uh, 15 or 15 for both width or height. Yeah, so now, and here let's write a margin left. So our margin left will be 10, and do the same thing for this for this div. So let's write a margin left. Yeah, Now let's give it a height for this input. So height will be 10 maybe. I don't know. Okay, 10 is not enough, so let's write a 20. Not 20, but let's write a 15. Yeah, so now let's go to our icon and then let's write a margin top 10. Yeah, margin top 0. And let's give it a class name, and then we are going to copy this style and paste it on our CSS folder. So search input. I'm going to copy this and let's go in our CSS. I'm going to copy this style. Let's remove this and let's go back in our CSS, and here let's write this and our placeholder. Then let's write a color for our text, which is white. Yeah. Okay, so now I'm going to remove this outline. So let's write a outline, which is none. Yeah, so now let's write a color here, because we also need to write a color, which is white, because we have a black background color. If you want to write a font family, you can write it here in our CSS. Yeah, so after this, what I need to do is let's go back in our sidebar, and after this div, I need to write a again p tag, and we need to write a recent. Let's give it a style for this. First, I'm going to write a margin left. Let's write a front weight. And we need to increase the front size for this. Or maybe I'm going to change a color for our this search input. Let's go back in our CSS, sidebar CSS, and instead of, let's go back. Instead of this white color, I'm going to write a color code, which is 888. Yeah, we cannot change this icon color because we download this icon color. So this is not our CSV, so we cannot change this color code. we got these profiles. So in order to, build this kind of stuff, we need to build our fake data. So first we need to make fake data, and then we need to run a map. Then we can build this kind of thing. So first let's create a profile here too. So after let's go back, and after this resend, I'm going to create a new div. So after this new div, what we need to do is first we need a profile picture. First, let's go back in our Instagram. So first we have profile picture, then we have name, and then we have a location or something like that. I don't know what was that. So first, I'm going to import my image. After this image, let's create another div, and inside this div, we are going to wrap a 2p tag. First is a username, and second, I don't know what it was this. So let's try it. Okay, so now let's go back in our Google and try to search a image. I'm going to copy this image URL, and let's try to give it a style. Let's give it a width, which is a 20 pixel, height, height, 20 pixel. We need a border radius, 50%. Okay, so let's increase this width and height. Then I'm going to give it a style for this div. let's give it a color code for this. And now let's write our font size, which is 11. Okay, so 11 is too small. Yeah, so 2 will, okay, 14 would be enough for this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to change this image. So instead of this image, I'm going to use this image URL, and let's replace our previous image URL with this new image URL. Let's make it big. Now let's copy this. First, I'm going to create a new div. Okay, so we have a little problem in our every div. So let's go back in our top div or first div here, and let's write a margin top. I'm going to copy this and do the same thing for this. Yeah. So I'm going to remove the rest of the profile first. Let's remove this. Let's copy this. And again, let's paste this. Okay, so let's copy it again and paste it. Yeah, so let's go in our main div. Okay, so this is my profile container, and I'm gonna write an overflow. Overflow will be auto. Okay, so it still doesn't work out. So let's give it a height. So height will be 40 VH for now. Okay, so now our height is 40 VH. We need to write overflow. Overflow will be hidden. Yeah, so it work. Okay, so maybe I got some problem here. Oh yeah, so instead of hidden, I need to write a auto, and then we can scroll this. Yeah, so instead of 40 VH, I'm gonna give it a 80 VH, which is enough for this. Yeah, Okay, so our search okay, so our search style is also done. We successfully code a search you know a div. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a fake data set, and I'm going to run a map. uh, if you don't know how to create a fake data, then go in the description, download fake data, and then use it. I hope you know how to use a map. Yeah, so I successfully created a new fake data, and then I use this in this way. So this is my fake data, and I use it in this way. I just make a map, and then I paste this code, and instead of name, I just add item.name, uh, and item.email, and profile. Yeah, so that's it. That's what I did here. So yeah, then maybe what I'm going to do is let's go back here, and instead of margin of 10, I'm gonna increase this and make it 30, and maybe 35 or something like that. If I go here, yeah, 35. Okay, so yeah, 35 would be enough. Yeah. Yeah, so if I click this, we got our search, icons or text. And if I click this, we got our search bar where we can search user. Yeah, so that's it for this part. And now what I'm going to do is, uh, I'm going to create a new. So I'm going to create an yeah, okay. So I'm going to create a new fake data for this explore page. So what I'm going to do is let's go in our data, and I'm going to copy this, explore page, and here I'm going to remove this, and let's remove this, and then we are going to import our fake data. Let's import a fake data. So our data will be uh, post. Okay, so let's go back. Post explore. Okay, so let's go back in our let's remove this data right now and let's write a post explore dot map item. Let's save this and let's go back. Okay. And I'm gonna pass this data and let's go back and let's take this prop and instead of this like, let's write a item dot likes. Maybe instead of item dot like, what I need to do is item dot like likes. Yeah. So now let's change image. So instead of this image, I'm going to write item item. Then maybe I did a mistake in our data type. Okay, so instead of profile, I need to add a post image. So let's change this first. And like, okay, so we need to change this text. So let's write item. Then we need to write a comments. Okay, so based on the post, we need to set a module image. So in our module, I'm going to remove this image. And instead of this image, let's write item, and then post image. Yeah, let's refresh this. And if I click this, we got this. Yeah. Okay, so done for this. Now I need to, in a home page, I'm going to change the image. Okay, so let's go in our home page first, and we are going to use the same fake data in our home page. So let's remove this, and I'm going to write a post explore dot map item, then wrap this post, and then we are going to pass a prop. Let's go back in our post, and install not this, install this image. Let's remove this image. Let's write item dot post image, and we also need to write a question mark. Okay, so I got an error because we did not use a item here. So let's use item. Yeah. Okay, so uh, we are going to change this. Uh, okay, so we are going to change image on our model. Okay, so here again, let's write a. Oh, sorry for that. Let's write a item dot profile image. If I click this, we got that image, and if I click this, we got another image. Yeah, if I like this. Okay, so now we are going to build a comment system in our post. Right now we are in our post page, and here I'm going to create a new. I'm going to create a use state. So let's write a comments comment use state. Yeah, so let's write a set set comment, and also we are going to write a let's write a comment writing or set comment writing. Let's use a use state. Let's go in our text input. So here, what I'm going to do is let's write a on change. Set writing e dot target dot value, and then let's go back, and we are going to write a console dot log, and let's see. So let's write a console dot log. Let's go to our console and type something. Okay, so we got this text. So now what I need to do is let's write a const add comment. I'm going to use async, and let's write a const comment, and then let's write a post ID. Well, this is a fake um, ID. We're going to add a fake ID. This is not real. When we build a backend, then we are going to use a real post ID here instead of this fake ID. And then let's create a handle comment, and let's write a add comment. Copy this, and let's go now post. Let's go here, and let's write on click handle comment. Okay, so I got an error here. I don't know why. Let's check it out. Okay, 43. We need to write it as a function. Okay, so first, let's go back again, and here I'm going to write console.log. Let's write a console.log, and we are going to check our comments. So let's open our inspect. Okay, so I got an error because of the concat. So let's check it out. I just left this blank because of this. Maybe I got an error. So let's make it a blank array and try to comment. If I click this, okay, so I got one comment, and if I write this, I got two comments. So our comment functionality is working successfully. Now what I'm going to do is first let's go yeah, so here let's write a comments dot map item. I'm going to copy this. So let's write a item dot username. Okay, so I add a user name. Okay, so after this username, I'm going to write a comment here. So let's write a item dot comment. Yeah, so this is our comment functionality. So if I write something, this is my comment for the post, and this is only for testing. And if I click this, we got our comment here. Okay, so we successfully build a comment functionality. We can like, dislike, we can comment it, and we can create a post from here. We can search from here, and let's go in our profile. So when I click this, I need to, retarget my audience into a profile page. Okay, so let's go in our sidebar. So where is our sidebar? Where is, yeah, let's write a link. I'm going to copy this. Let's try to username. To username. Okay, so we can successfully retargeted ourselves into a user post. So when I click this profile, we can retarget it into a user profile. And here we have a little bit problem with the image. So let's go in our profile page, and instead of this what I'm going to do is I'm going to use a fake data here. So let's write up post explore dot map, and maybe it worked. Yeah. Okay, so that's it. If I click this, I did not add the comment functionality in our uh, explore post. So I did not add comment functionality in our explore post uh, folder. So let's go back. So we can only write a comment here. So when I write something here, when I click this, we got a new comment. Yeah. So we need to add the same. So we need to add the same kind of thing here too. So to that's your job. So do your job. You can add these. You can copy our previous code into this module, and then everything's done.